Starrel, 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 Starrel. Today I'd like to talk about Starrel. If you don't know, Starrel has been out for a year, and I think it's the perfect time to start talking about like the good, the bad, what they did during this year, uh, and possibly the future of Starrel. Now I'm talking from the perspective of someone that hasn't has been playing Starrel from the very beginning and very casually. Not just that, but you can say that I haven't been spending. I didn't spend a lot of money. Let's say I spent less than $40 most maximum. Now, why am I talking about it? Why am I making a video about it? Well, it's easy. Because it's been out for a year and it's the perfect chance to actually talk about the game and see if we can or if the game needs improvement. Now, in terms of improving the game, I think that Starrel has or is one of the best gacha games out there. Not only that, but their story, their content, what makes them the best game is the consistency and the generosity. Now, obviously, it has issues because it's a gacha game, but it's still the best gacha game. Now, what makes Starrel the best? It's basically three things. Like I said, consistency, quality, and quantity. You have to have these three things: quantity, quality, and consistency. In terms of quality, we all saw like how good the story is, or the animations, the cutscenes, the fighting, the combat. It's all top tier, and a lot of like the characters and the character writing, the world exploration, the endgame modes. It's all high quality. In terms of quantity, well, you've seen how much content we get every patch, from updates to events to endgame modes, characters, every single patch. Light cones, a lot of stuff, really. Like, just overall insane content, insane consistency, insane quality, and insane quantity. In terms of quality, quantity, you also have like consistency. Consistency means that every patch you release the exact, or you're consistent with the quality and quantity of the content that you're making previously, and even becoming better. Like in Genshin, they got better, but it's still not good enough. But in Starrel, they've already been good from the start. So now they have the quality and quantity, and they're consistent with their updates, and they're consistent with their rewards. They're always generous. In terms of the issues with the game has some issues. And it's really not just issues with the game, but issues with the genre. Like the energy system. Why would you want an energy system or put an energy system in the game? If not for FOMO, if not for like that daily grind, if not for that time gating, or like just also to add like time savers or like whatever it is that they want to do. But it's not a good, like, having energy system means that you can't really control. It's like putting on a bicycle wheels, those supportive wheels for like kids that don't know how to like ride bicycles. Well, in terms of what they could do in terms of making it better is possibly what Wuthering Waves does. They're not going to change it, by the way, but they should make the light cone guaranteed every time. Like, I think that's fair. In terms of quality, quantity, and consistency, they've been top tier. Now, If I were to say, like I said, the issues with the monetization, they're all issues with the gacha game industry in general. There are some issues that actually I have issues with. It's the simulated universe. Let's be honest, it was fun the first time, but now I only do it because I'm grinding for like gear. And the golden gears and the swarm disaster, I don't even do them anymore. Let's just say I do them only for the rewards once I need them, but let's be honest, you don't really need them. It's kind of insane. Like you don't need the rewards from them. Although they give a lot of rewards, I always find myself winning the 50-50 or getting a guaranteed after losing to Bailu. Yeah. But the real issue is the grind aspect of it. Like I think it's time for them to add a new way, and they did say they're fixing the simulated universe. So I'm gonna be looking forward to what they're gonna do. Yeah, they've already fixed the whole you have to like grind the mobs with Acheron, but not everyone has Acheron, and not everyone in the future will have Acheron. So having a permanent way to like deal with the mobs, like an auto, like I said, an auto ticket. Some people said like get an auto ticket, and when you use it, you get the rewards instantly. In terms of difficulty, I think the game is perfectly difficult. They can increase the difficulty even more, but the game becomes more tedious. If you see a lot of the content creators, I've watched a couple of content creators try and defeat the spiral abyss thing where you like go out and you don't have any buffs and you have to like defeat them with your own account. It's like I said, like it becomes more tedious because of the amount of HP the character they do and the amount of damage they do to you. As long as they give you rewards, a lot of the bulk of the rewards are in the early stages, and like the final 2 or 3 stages are very difficult. I don't mind, because usually for me it's the final 2 or 3 stages that are very difficult, and I don't bother doing, like, there's no reason. What is it, like 400 Stellar Jade? It's nothing. It's really nothing compared to the amount they give you. And this is something that I wanted to talk about, which is their generosity. Now, you might say, oh, they're a lot generous because they're not as big of a game like Genshin, or they're a lot generous because they know the game isn't that good. Like, all of these arguments are bullshit. Straight up just bullshit. I think the rewards are made for different people. The login events that they do and the amount of passive Stellar J they give is really good for like players that are casual. And if you are like more hardcore player that don't like playing the events, you can still get a lot from those endgame modes rather than the events. Like for me, I just knock out the events last day and I get a lot of free shit. And if you're lucky, you get them. You get the characters that you want, obviously. In terms of my general opinion about the game, like I said, Star Rail is one of the best games out there in terms of like gacha games, and even like compared to a lot of like other like normal games. There's a lot of indie games, even AAA games like Skull and Bones. You're gonna say that Star Rail is not on the same level as Skull and Bones. Like Skull and Bones is some dog shit game. Like Ubisoft, most of the Ubisoft games right now are complete dog shit. Like Hoyoverse games are like absolutely destroying these games. There's a reason why it's making hundreds of millions of dollars in a month or a year. Now, to end the video, I'd just like to say that spending money on gacha games in general isn't a good thing, but also as long as you're doing it in moderation and you're making sure that you're only spending money for things that is guaranteed. Because one of the biggest issues with gacha games is that they think it's gambling, but although it is technically gambling, if you're guaranteed the thing, is it really gambling? And especially when you're spending money. Obviously when you're like grinding the currencies and you have to win the 50-50, and that's gambling, but without money. But when you add the money element and you have it guaranteed, that's not gambling, because you're basically buying it for like $20. You're buying a temple for $20, and with that temple, you're guaranteed the character that you want after maybe losing 50-50 before. So in that terms, I believe that as long as you're spending money for at least one copy, and you're guaranteed at that point. I think it's okay. It's not. I don't think it's considered gambling, and I don't think it's considered wrong. But this is the exception, which is if you're trying to get C6, you're dumb as fuck, or you're rich as fuck. But if you're not rich, stop it. Like you do not need C6, unless you're even content creators. I'm saying, even if I became a millionaire, I'm not gonna spend that much money on a C6 character in any game. And if it's required for me to like C6 a character in order for me to compete or like do any of the content, unless it's AFK Journey, then it's a dog shit game. 100%. I'm not just gonna play it. AFK Journey is like an exception because you actually need dupes, and they give you enough to like get dupes, and you can like wishlist them. So wishlist the characters, so you can get the dupes for the characters. So overall, Star Rail, really good game. This is the first video I'm recording after recording 3 videos. Okay, so now there shouldn't be a delay. I hope because the last 2 minutes there's probably a delay and I forgot myself. I just started talking. So the video, perfect. I think it's okay. The game is okay. As long as they continue with the consistency, the quality, and the quantity in the future, we're perfectly fine. Everything is good, and they improve, obviously. Other than that, I'm excited to see what the next anniversary for the game is, and yeah, that'll be it.